The editor-in-chief of Forbes Magazine speaks to One America News on President Trump and his administration. One America's John Hines has more from Washington.
Mr. Steve Forbes, thank you for talking to us on One America News. It's good to be here. Good to meet you. And I should
Great
mention,
network.
Thank you very much.
The president would say, beautiful network.
Beautiful network? Go on, unpack that a little bit.
Successful. Enlightener of civilization.
Well, thank you. And I would mention parenthetically, we're here in the townhouse of the Trump Hotel, which is someplace I've never been before. I don't know if you have or not.
No, first time.
But a magnificent space. So, sir, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your new book, The Power, Ambition, and Glory. Are there any characteristics, perhaps, of our current president which might remind you of some of the leaders that you've written about? For instance, seizing the day and knowing when to pull back, perhaps, or move forward, or having some sort of an instinct, I guess.
Well, one thing you can say about this president is that he does have the instinct, and even though he had never formally been in politics before he decided to run, he toyed with it before very seriously in the year 2000 as an independent candidate, was that he had better political instincts than his 16 Republican rivals. And so, in effect, he was the first third-party candidate to win the White House. He didn't do it by running as a third-party candidate. He did it by a hostile takeover of one of the existing parties. And so he saw or sensed the opportunity there that the others did not, with all their well-paid consultants, all highly experienced, but saw the world in one way. He instinctively saw it in another way and tapped into it. And that's why, from his speech announcing his candidacy, no speechwriter in an existing campaign would have written a speech like that. None. Zero. And but what it told people when he got criticized for it, for his politically incorrect remarks, was he didn't back down, which told a lot of disaffected people, this guy truly is different. He didn't say, I'm different, I'm here to make a change. He was living change, the way he conducted that campaign.
He was the change. Does that remind you of any of the characters you've written about in your book a little bit, some of those characteristics that you mentioned?
Well, his campaign was not really planned. He saw
Mr. Trump's.
He saw openings and knew how to take them, but he was willing to do it. Hannibal, who recognized that he wanted Carthage and Rome were the two big powers of the time in the Mediterranean. And Hannibal realized that if he was going to defeat Rome in this epic struggle they're involved in, he couldn't do it the way you would be expected to do it. And that is, Carthage still had a navy, even though the Romans were now stronger in the sea than Carthage. And everyone thought if he was going to invade Rome, he would do it from southern Italy, from their base in North Africa. Carthage was based in North Africa. So that's what they would expect to do. They didn't anticipate at all, he's sensing the opening, that he would march hundreds and hundreds of miles up through Spain into France and cross the Alps in wintertime to hit northern Italy, right near Rome. That they didn't expect at all.
And metaphorically, that's sort of what Donald Trump did.
That's what Donald Trump did.
He seized the nomination.
Unlike Hannibal, who did not seize Rome, Trump seized Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.